right, what's up? I'm Christian. This is Sneaky Athletic, and this is our podcast. And so I'm just going to go around and let everybody introduce themselves. So, John Alex, you can start.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Mason.
Oakley.
Will.
I'm Judson, and my dad owns the largest car dealership in Searcy, Arkansas. Fun fact about me. So, yeah.
So first thing we're going to do is, now that you've met everybody, we're going to talk about like our fandoms and kind of give reasons why we go for those teams. So for me, I'm a big Florida Gators fan, and our mom grew up in Florida. She grew up a Florida fan, so we just kind of inherited that from her. And then
You and John Alex could just tag team this segment.
That's true.
I feel like y'all are fans
Other
of
than-
all the same
Other
teams.
than basketball, like NBA.
Basketball,
If he wants to explain the college stuff, like, go ahead.
Well, man, this is part of the podcast. I mean, you could just tag team it right now.
Yeah,
Good
but
tag team.
so, yeah, my brother John Alex is also a big Florida
New
fan.
segment.
Tag team. Tag
Foster
team.
Foster tag team. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna talk about how the Fosters feel about the upcoming Florida Gators football season.
We'll hit on that later. So yeah, we're both Florida fans, like in every college sport. NBA, I'm a big OKC fan, and I started liking them just because I liked KD and Russ.
Mostly KD.
Well, yeah, at first.
What do you think about Scottie Pippen's
No, really though.
quote about KD?
Really though, Oakley. It's because of Nick Collison.
Nick
Mr.
Collison,
Mr.
okay.
Thunder. Mr. Thunder.
Did they retire his jersey yet?
Yeah, they did.
Most minutes played by a white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, and then like over the years, I just got to really like the franchise, and so I'm a Thunder fan. And then I'm also a Patriots fan, and my brother's also a Patriots fan, so he can kind of start talking
What about
about
baseball?
Oh, baseball. I guess I'm a Giants fan because
100 pence.
everybody says I jumped on the bandwagon.
No, it's
but
100 pence. Just talking.
I'm a big.
It is.
I liked Hunter Pence, and because he was goofy, and so I've just kind of stuck with them. I'm really casual about baseball, though.
They had the Reebok Zigs
Pretty much,
cleats.
if they were good in 2008, Christian was a fan of them.
OKC wasn't good in 2008, but okay.
No, they were
So,
Seattle.
Those, yeah.
I'm Jaff.
How you spell that?
That'd be J-A-F. Now, sometimes it is pronounced Joff, depending on your
Your
IQ levels.
ethnicity?
Who said Joff? Who
Wags
called you
said
Joff?
Wags.
Wags, yeah.
And so, yeah, for Christian is my brother. So for college, like we're all Florida Gators. NBA, I mean, this year, like I was just on the low key, but Phoenix Jaff is back, and so I busted out the 2005 Phoenix Suns shorts, and we're rolling. NFL, Patriots fan. I have been ever since NFL Blitz when I picked them that was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Way back.
Back in the day,
Drew
back in the
Bledsoe was still the
back in
quarterback.
the Drew Bledsoe days, so you can't accuse me of being a bandwagon fan. And then for baseball, I guess I'm a Red Sox fan. I don't really have a team that I'm just super pumped about. But if I'm not sure about something, I cheer for Boston. Most American place on earth.
Boston Strong?
Yeah.
Does that count for basketball when it's not
No.
interconference play?
No. It's got to be Phoenix all the way.
Not repping the C's.
Got to be Phoenix
I
all
know a
the way.
guy named Boston.
So, anyway,
Jeff,
There's
would
that.
you stomp on Lucky?
I wouldn't stop on one.
Would
Gotta
you
have
spit on
respect.
it?
Gotta have
Did you
respect.
throw a water
We're
bottle?
going to-
Will?
So I'm Will. I'm unfortunately a Tennessee Vols fan, and I say unfortunately because they haven't done anything significant since
Well, in football.
You're like 98.
Yeah, that's true. Basketball and baseball's come around, but
Yeah.
and then
Coach Doug's though.
Swimming and diving is
Yeah,
hey, those track and field sports, 2 Olympians, Christian Coleman,
Oh, we all know them.
That's true.
We're talking about hurdles. Unfortunately, PEDs, but that's besides the point.
What about Justin Gatlin?
PEDs once again. It's besides the point.
What about Peyton Manning?
PEDs besides the point. I'm also a Cubs fan. If I had to choose anything for the rest of my life, it would be Cubs baseball.
Well, because you're from
up close to there. So
Yeah,
like
loosely.
of everything in the world, you would choose Cubs baseball over
Of all
everything.
sports events, I would choose Cubs baseball over anything else. I'm loosely a Colts fan, mainly because of Peyton Manning and growing up in Indiana. However, kind of lost the interest in the NFL.
yeah.
My
but
roommate kind of hates me for that, but it's okay.
You're starting to get it back though, aren't you?
Yeah, a
Tom?
little bit.
Quentin Nelson. It's easier when you can watch every game.
It's true. The NFL Sunday ticket.
Yeah,
Gotta get
that's
the plug
big
in
time.
there.
NFL Sunday ticket.
I also like, wearing the Andrew Luck jersey around my Titans fans because they just get a little butthurt all the time.
He's a team owner.
That's true.
Not a lot of people know that.
We can't say anything.
He's got a signet beard.
But yeah, Cubs baseball, that's my life.
All right, give it to the.
All right, so I'm Mason, and like Christian and Jeff, I'm a Florida Gators fan. My mom's from South Florida. My grandparents had season tickets when I was growing up, and so I grew up going to Florida games. But I'm originally from Middle Tennessee, and so I'm a huge Titans fan as well. Go Tits, baby! I'm super excited about the Julio Jones trade.
Julio.
So
Give the ball there.
yeah, but still give the ball to Derrick Henry. He's the offense. Baseball, I'm a big Braves guy. Growing up, it was either the Braves or the Cardinals, and I just enjoyed the Braves a little bit more. And then the NBA, I don't really have a team. I would, when I was real little, the Spurs won their, I think it was their second one in that early 2000s. But my family took a vacation to San Antonio, and we were there like during the parade. So I don't really follow the NBA that much, but I follow players, and I like the draft and stuff like that.
Well,
but
then who's your favorite player?
who's my favorite player?
Yeah.
Probably Bradley Beal or
Okay,
or
that's fair.
or Garrison Matthews. My boy G.
Lipscomb.
Yeah, Lipscomb.
That's fair.
So yeah, big into about every college sport. That's what I follow mostly. So,
I want to go back to your Titans fandom. Are you mad or you don't care about Derrick Henry 2K not getting the Madden cover?
I think
I know people that are really mad about it.
I wouldn't say I'm mad about
I
it.
think most people
Is
don't
Darcy
care.
mad about it?
Darcy's mad about it.
I wouldn't say I'm mad about it, but I don't think the Madden cover should go it shouldn't be repeat people. I don't think
It
Mahomes
should be
or Brady.
because it comes out every year.
It comes out
should
every
be
year.
a relevant
If it would have
thing.
went to Aaron Rodgers, he just won the MVP.
Yeah,
it
it's
could have went.
called the MVP edition,
it-
and they didn't give it to the
It could have went to Aaron Rodgers. I'd have been fine with that.
He
If,
might not have a team,
even if
though.
it would have went to Nick Chubb,
That's true.
What
Chubb
if it
had a
went to
good year.
Rodgers and then he's there and
Devontae
his
Well, that's-
Packers-
well, you know-
they put him like a generic
that's what
black
happened.
jersey with
You
a
could've
12.
Do you not remember the 09
no
cover?
team.
Yeah, the 09 cover had Brett Favre on it, and that was with all his stuff. So they
With the
released
pictures of his
no. So the
of his
original
Crocs, picture of his Crocs.
the original
Yeah.
release of I think it was Madden 09 had Brett
The
Favre in the
cover
Packers
picture.
jersey. Well, then they released another one that had him in the Jets jersey.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
there's
I
two
wasn't into Madden.
No,
though.
that's
there's
cool.
two covers of I think it's 09. I could be wrong on that.
It's around that.
Yeah. But that was the Brett Favre.
So they could have done that.
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers.
They could have done it with Aaron Rodgers, but how bad would it look
you
for the
wanted
two
it to be
times you
Derrick
give a
Henry.
Packers
That's
a
true.
Packers cover that? So
Could have been Devontae Adams.
could have been Devontae Adams. Somebody like that could
A
have
lot
got
of
it.
people.
I'd have been fine with it, but I don't like it that it was Brady and Mahomes.
Yeah, who
Should have been. It should have been Henry. Yes, deserved it, but
So you don't necessarily feel strongly that it should have been Derrick Henry. You just feel strongly that it shouldn't have been Brady and Mahomes.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would go
I
with
feel
that.
that. I think it's kind of played out. Brady and Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knew when they released the two goats thing. Everybody knew who was going to be on the cover.
I didn't see that until after they showed the actual cover.
See, I
That
thought
was
it would be
well,
the GOAT, from the 1945 Cubs World Series.
Cubs World Series, yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
Madden
what I thought
cover.
it was.
And then just another.
And then John
Right.
Madden,
Yeah,
And
Just a
it could have been
random
Madden.
Yeah.
because both of their careers started at the same time.
correct.
All right.
Alright, pass it.
Uh,
Going to.
I'm Oakley. I only have two sources of fandom. All college sports. I'm a Kentucky fan. That's where the majority of my family's from, and so that's just kind of a family thing. And
And
then
by family, he means
Hey,
the
kind of
entire
face it towards
state's
you.
population.
the entire state's population is Middleton family. That's correct. The whole thing. Harlan County is where our roots come from. There's a book about them. You ever heard of the Hatfields and McCoys? Well, the lesser known of that feud was also a group of people in Harlan County. It's my family, so we have that proud badge of honor. And then I'm a Yankees fan as well, which is rare in the South to have an actual Yankees fan as opposed to just someone who buys Yankees hats. But again, that's a family thing. So all my fandom comes from where my family members are fans of. That's where I think most of us. That's how it works. It's just your parents, your brothers, your sisters, like what they're fans of. It kind of trickles down to you as well.
Yeah.
So
You grew up watching those teams.
grew up watching them. I grew up getting to watch a lot of championships.
You played for them.
I played for the Coach Pitch Yankees in Creve Hall baseball. Shout out Creve Hall. That's as good as it gets. Kentucky and the Yankees can't top it.
All right, Judson.
Yeah. Well,
A lot of data.
my name's Judson.
All right,
Once
okay.
again, I think all of my sports teams.
Are failures.
Honestly, yeah, they are the most unlucky teams. Unlucky, just poorly managed programs. Tennessee Volunteers. I mean, the Atlanta Braves, the Nashville Predators, and the Tennessee Titans.
Hey, don't be hating on the Braves. They're not poorly managed.
Well,
They
I
had
mean,
the best rotation in the history of baseball, and they won one time.
Our farm system right now is very solid.
How long did they have all three of them?
5 years?
5 years?
Yeah.
6 years?
I don't
I
know.
only got one.
Anyway, I probably watched less Braves baseball this year than I have my entire life.
Is that because?
But anyway, yeah, that's my sport. I'm a big Braves fan. I was actually at the first game played at Turner Field, so that's kind of cool. And then Tennessee fan because of my parents, but then I grew to love it because I don't think you should just be the fan of what your parents were. You need to go out and live.
Just
and
because.
yeah, just because your parents were. But I mean, I love it. Anyway, so the first segment that we're going to start off with is one that I'm starting, and I don't think anybody else knows about.
Oh no.
Let's see here. Can anybody tell me the 2 days out of 365 days of the year that feature no professional sports games? MLB, NBA, NHL, or NFL games?
Probably not. You want to just tell us?
So
what
not
they are?
counting MLS.
Is this going to be like a recurring segment? We have to-
Hey, I know.
Yeah,
what they
same
we have
question
to guess
every
what
time.
date it is every time
are.
because
I know
no
what
one's
they
going to
are. I know
remember
what
this.
they are. I know what they are.
What is it?
May 1st and 2nd last year, 2020 COVID.
There you go. COVID.
Oh.
May 3rd last year, COVID.
Do All-Star
Oh!
games count?
Huh?
All-Star games, do they count?
Yes, because,
I guess it'd have to be in the summer then.
yeah, I mean, that's a game. It's
I
professional
mean,
sports.
when the MLB has off days during the All-Star break, no one's playing.
It's not a holiday.
But what about minor league
Right.
teams?
I don't know how that lines up. They're not.
professional
Well,
league.
The minor,
They're not up at the
no,
top.
they
It's not a main sports
that's when they have
league,
minor league all-star games.
yeah,
too,
it says
Yeah.
professional
Futures
sports
games.
games, so I don't know if you count the MLB.
What about like independent?
So
ball?
like July 3rd and July 7th?
What's the significance of those dates? The significance.
They're before and after the MLB All-Star break?
Bingo! Wedman's with the first rip.
I can guarantee you. I
You
can
have
find other
won
days
a
through the
free
year where there are no
Helix
sports, so.
mattress.
Oh yeah, because that's
Nice.
when.
What about like a Wednesday in October? I mean,
No,
If there's
it's,
no
no,
World
it's,
Series,
it's
What if I
literally.
told you that a rainy day on a Wednesday in October would wash away 108 years of drought?
is that like a 30 for 30 intro? I don't think we can take.
What
their
if I
intro.
told
I don't
you?
think we can. I think they have those
No.
copyrighted.
See,
What if I
I
told
didn't
you?
bring up the 30 for 30 thing until you said it. So
Well,
you're the one that's getting
Yeah,
mad.
you
Oakley
made
Store.
that
we
assumption.
get copyrighted.
Goodbye.
By ESPN.
All right.
First
Hey,
episode of the podcast, we get shut down by ESPN.
So,
we get a cease and desist.
Next thing we're going to talk about is everybody in this room has a take that they will die on the hill for, even if it's
Just a-
incredibly wrong.
A stance that they have
And
that's
so
related to sports.
It just has to be one, and so we're going to go around. Kristen's going to start us off, and we'll briefly touch on those.
Like sports takes.
Yeah.
Just a like
I'm
something
gonna take the
that
opposite opinion of everyone's.
just a stance that you have about a player or a team or a sport in general that you will just defend with your life.
I have a question about the rules of this segment.
Okay.
Does it have to be like a not popular take, or just it could be anything?
I mean, if
Yeah.
yours happens to be popular, like that's
like
the way
if
it
I
is, it
said that
doesn't
mine
matter.
was Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, like, is that one that would count, or
Is
not?
that
Because that's
yours?
like a no. That's like a
Oh, okay.
that's like a
Yeah.
general baseball opinion. Most
I don't think he should, but
You don't.
I mean,
we can
yeah,
talk
if you
about that
can-
later.
if
it's
you
not
can-
my. I mean, I don't really
I mean,
care.
he did hit like 400 home runs before the roids, but
Well,
still.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say he did hit 400 home runs. Like, well,
I mean,
and then
What
like
if you-
400 more.
no, before the roids,
Um,
but still.
Yeah, if you don't want to do one that's like very common amongst people, then you don't have to do that.
Can it be really obscure? Because I've just thought of a
Sure,
really
if you
obscure
want to do
one.
an obscure one.
Why don't
Just-
we, why don't
we'll-
we let
we'll
Oakley
get to
start
it.
the segment?
Oh, do you want to
If he
get? Do
has
you want to
the
go first?
obscure
Well, I
one.
just have a really obscure one that I'm gonna sit on it now.
Well, you're not sitting, you're standing
You're-
and dying on this hill.
You're gonna do it right now,
Well, I don't know if I want to die on this hill then.
so you don't want to go right now.
Well, I don't care enough about this hill to die
Well
on it.
then,
Well, then give it to Jaff. Let him do it.
oh, I'll
No.
start. I'll start.
Christian, I know Christian.
Okay, so
Daniel Warford is a good quarterback.
well, I mean, he was a great college
Cut
quarterback,
that.
but that's not mine. So mine is that I think Russell Westbrook is extremely overhated and not appreciated.
Overrated?
Hated
Oh, sorry.
and not appreciated.
Audio cut out.
He's done something now 4 times that nobody ever thought would happen again in averaging a triple-double. He made triple-doubles seem pedestrian to him, and I think people just really don't appreciate that, and I will not stand for Russell Westbrook slander.
Well, you're sitting down, so.
So that's mine.
Is the
So-
averaging a triple double thing? Is that cool? Since I mean, Oscar Robertson did it like a million years ago.
Yeah, I mean, he did it like.
It is like a million.
Yeah, but
years
he was playing
ago.
against plumbers, so like
Yeah, it's
Well,
plumbers back
Russell
then.
Westbrook's
Those guys
playing
were
against SoundCloud rappers.
Hey, those guys are smoking
I mean,
cigs at halftime.
he
Like, it's a
is.
different era.
It's a different breed.
But yeah, so that's mine.
They were better.
So we're gonna go to John or Mason.
We're gonna go to Mason.
Mason now.
All right.
Mason he prefaced his telling me like you're gonna hate me.
All right. So, personally, I think the game of baseball nowadays has gone to crap. Okay?
Rob Manfred.
There's way too many strikeouts and home runs. What happened to get a base hit, bunt a guy, small ball? What happened to a strikeout is not the same as any other out. You hit a ball in play, it could find a hole. That's just the way baseball is. You
if it finds a hole, it's not an out.
put the ball in play, finds a hole, error. You can get on base that way. Getting on base is what matters in baseball.
I agree.
I will stand by that. I will
That's
die.
why
against
the
that.
pitcher shouldn't hit, because then you'd have another person that gets on base
Okay.
more often.
Okay, no.
No.
If you play in the
I'm
field,
not-
you should hit
stop,
too.
stop.
But
We're not talking about that.
We're not
We're not gonna get into the DH.
no.
Are we going to Will now?
Well, here's I want to ask you about this.
All right.
What's your opinion on this? Because this is like I don't know. It's all you hear about hitters is how strikeouts are just an out. It doesn't matter. But how come on the flip side, you keep getting people talking about pitchers and how important it is for them to strike hitters out? If a strikeout is just another out, why do I care if a pitcher is getting strikeouts as opposed to groundouts?
See, that's
Why do I
shouldn't.
like
No.
they shouldn't let they those two opinions shouldn't coexist.
A great ground ball pitcher is still just as good as a great strikeout pitcher.
Right.
no,
so-
you're exactly right.
Especially if a strikeout's just another out, why do I care if my pitcher's getting strikeouts if they're just? I mean, I want them to get outs.
I mean, I think it takes out the.
So I'm the opposite. I
ability-
want my hitters to not strike out. I
No,
want my pitchers to
that-
get a lot of strikeouts.
That's how.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, because if the ball's put in play, there's more likely for a guy to get on base, and that starts a big inning. So, stuff can happen when people put the ball in play.
Yeah.
If the ball's not put in play, it's just go back to the dugout. Nothing happens.
And I don't think that there's like nothing valuable about the current state of hitting, where it's you're kind of the old school. Not even old school. I mean, 10 years ago, it was you get to 2 strikes, you chug and poke, you battle. That's what like all of us were taught playing
yeah.
Little League, growing up,
That's what you
middle
do.
school, high school ball. Put the ball in play with 2 outs.
I mean,
And now it's
Anthony Rizzo still does that.
still does it, but now it's kind of. And I sound like an old person, but now it's kind of like, no, regardless of what the count is, you need to be hunting that extra base hit, and I think there's value in that. And
Situations.
so the thing about it is, it's a game of averages with that, and over a course of a 162 game season, yes, it's already proven you're better off hunting for those extra base hits. You're going to have a higher on base percentage, higher slugging percentage, higher. I mean, OPS is those two put together, but you're going to drive in more runs. Your team's going to score more runs. That's all that matters.
Mhm.
Here's where I jump onto the other boat of it, and the number one driver of this is the New York Yankees in the postseason since 2017. When you get into postseason baseball, if you have 2 strikes, you have to put the ball in play. You can't be striking out in the postseason, especially with runners on base. You got to move guys over. You got to get movement on the base paths.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you try to condense a strategy that works over a long period of time, over 150, 155 games, when you try to condense that into a 3-game, 5-game, or 7-game series, it doesn't work. It's not successful. And teams have proven that over and over again. And the teams that are putting the ball, like the Dodgers last postseason, they weren't getting rung up every other at bat. They're putting the ball in play. They're moving. Same thing with the Astros in 2017. People are putting the ball in play in the postseason. So you have to kind of abandon that long-term view in the postseason, and that's where I 100% agree.
Well, I agree. You just look at every game, one game at a time. Like, try to get on base, win that game, go on to the next one. All right.
I feel like I've just piggybacked on everyone's takes so far.
I mean,
It's fine.
You could just die on multiple hills.
You can only die once.
What if it's a hill that's like a fake summit?
All right, Will, what do you got? Will?
What?
I don't know. Will, what do you got?
My hill that I die on is that if Dusty Baker didn't overthrow the Cubs pitchers in the early 2000s, they would have won multiple World Series.
Okay.
I don't know enough
I don't
about
know
that.
as much
I don't know
about
enough
that.
to
I don't know
disagree.
anything
Kerry
about
Wood,
that, but
Mark Pryor,
That was a great staff.
they would have
That was a great staff.
2 of the best young pitchers in the league, and both of them go down with, multiple arm injuries and just never really come back from it. I mean, they would have had multiple Cy Youngs, multiple 21 seasons, 200 strikeouts, whatever significant stat you have for a pitcher, they would have done it. And the Cubs would have had, two aces on the same staff, and they still had 3 other guys on there too that were, more than capable of being a 3-4-5.
Carlos Zambrano.
Yeah, Zambrano, almost was a Cy Young type pitcher who, as we said earlier, we're not going to talk about, but
Greg
he kind of.
Greg Max was at
Yeah,
the end of his career
yeah.
there. He was still.
Who was the kicker?
You
Was
can
that when
put it
Michael
in.
Barrett was the catcher?
Well, maybe.
Yes. Oh, I typed in 04 right here.
All I remember about those teams of the Cubs was the Michael Barrett, AJ Pierzynski fight.
The only thing I
The
remember
White
about
Sox.
those
It was
Cubs
awesome.
is
It's sick.
the Derek Lee,
Chris Young.
Chris Young fight
Yeah.
because I was there.
Were you
Really?
really?
I was at that game. I didn't know what was going on. I just stood up on my chair or my bleacher seat, and I was like, "Yo, Dad, what's going on?" And I saw
The
you know,
throwing
Rock'em Sock'em Robots happening on the field. I was like, "This is sweet."
That's like all I used to do was get on YouTube and just look up like baseball fights.
Yeah.
And Michael Barrett and AJ Pierzynski was like one of my it was every day I was watching Michael Barrett and AJ Pierzynski fight, and then Chris Young and Derek Lee.
Yeah,
That one
and,
too.
and,
And Coco Crisp and who was the pitcher for the Rays?
Oh, I remember that fight. Who was that guy?
James Shields.
Was that who it was?
Find it.
but I mean, to this day, I still very much dislike Chris Young just because
Because of
Derek
that?
Lee was my favorite player.
Yeah, it
And
was
I
James
like,
Shields.
Don't
James
mess
Shields,
with my
okay.
dude.
all right.
But-
You've gone. Mason's gone. Oakley, you're up.
I don't have one yet.
Okay.
I
Well,
gotta think.
okay.
All right,
well,
all right.
You got it. You got it. Here.
I don't know the year. Tim Tebow should receive less credit for that playoff touchdown pass that he had to beat the Steelers. I think all credit should go to the wide receiver.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Demarius Thomas.
Was that who it was?
Yeah, it was
I see.
Demarius
I don't
Thomas
even
that-
know.
he
See.
stiff-armed
That's the
the guy.
problem. He doesn't get enough credit for it. Stiff armed a
that's fair.
Steelers safety.
That's
Took off.
fair.
What was that? Like 85 yards. The ball traveled
It was-
probably
yeah,
4.
it's-
I mean,
well,
let's be
yeah,
honest
it
here.
was 75 or 80 yards. Yeah.
That's my take. That's it. Demarius Thomas.
80 yards.
Okay,
I don't even know what
fair.
year that
That's
was.
fair.
This is
That's
against
Indiana.
Steelers. He should get credit
Yeah,
for it.
my
Not
hot,
Tim Tebow.
my hot
Okay.
take, or hill I'm going to die on. If Tennessee did not fire Philip Fulmer, we would be in a much better place. If they would have just waited a year, let him go, or something like that. Waited till he retired. Yeah,
So
let
you
his
just don't like
contract run
how
out.
he got
Well,
booted.
it was just a terrible time.
It was a terrible time. He had like an 8-5 season, wasn't it? Something like that.
Was that
It was a
07?
year
like,
after he was in the
slightly
SEC
average
championship.
Yeah.
Was that 07?
He just had a
Yeah,
really
07,
bad quarterback. Another 5-star quarterback that was just didn't pan out.
Don't
for
talk
the
about
season.
Jonathan
Had
Crumpton
Taj
like
Boyd
that.
in the works, and then Lane Kiffin comes in, tells Taj Boyd,
We're gonna
"Hey,
play
you better
safety."
look." No, he just said our system doesn't fit you. He's being a good
Oh,
dude.
okay.
He's like, you're not gonna be able to shine in our system. You should probably go elsewhere.
Well,
And then he blows it up for Clemson. For 4
that's what
years.
started the Clemson run.
Yeah.
Clemson's been so good now because Tennessee fell down.
And I'm a Florida fan saying
And
that.
well, Mason's also, just SEC, but he's
He
the Rob
does love
Lowe of the
SEC.
SEC. He just wears SEC branded things.
And so
Big SEC.
the hill I'll die on, and we're not going to elaborate on it because we'll get into it, I'm sure, on later episodes, is that Adam Silver's the shittiest commissioner ever, and the 2016 Western Conference Finals, Game 6, was rigged. So
I don't know enough about the NBA.
I agree with that.
I'll tell you a little bit about it. Just
Spark notes.
I'm gonna give you in the business what they call a tease. Andre Robertson was locking Klay Thompson's ass up
in the first half. Most of the first half.
During the 3 Thunder wins, he magically had 5 extremely early fouls. He goes out.
2 at the end of the first half.
He goes out.
Super quick.
He goes out.
Situations where I was like, we want the Warriors.
He goes out. Klay, third quarter Klay happens.
Erupts. Yeah.
Not hating on Klay. I love Klay and his awareness for scaffolding projects throughout New York City. But
Adam Silver.
I'll never let that go. No, Klay's.
Oh, what did he do? He avoids them, right?
Yeah, he really
had a whole
avoids
thing
them.
about
If he
that.
sees the scaffolding,
He
He just avoids them, yeah.
It's like that Ben Stiller movie where he doesn't walk over the grates on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to fall through.
Yeah,
So not
exactly.
be
exactly.
Sam?
So,
No, that's not. I do. Now,
Yeah.
I want to give Adam Silver a little bit of credit. He took a shot at Rob Manfred.
that's
He told
fair.
Rob Manfred, he said, I need you to shut up about this pace of play stuff. You have the perfect sport right now for sports gambling. The time between pitches and stuff like that, like for live betting and stuff, baseball's timing of it.
Sure, yeah.
Adam Silver, he said, it's
Yeah,
perfect for it. You need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, no, it is good.
And of
All right.
course, Rob Manfred's
So,
giving the good advice.
That is kind of a little bit about everybody in here. We're going to try to have everybody here on Sundays, not that it'll always happen. And so kind of what this is going to be about, obviously it's going to be a lot of sports. We got a lot of different opinions, a lot of different takes, a lot of different thought processes between everybody in here. And so we're always going to touch on our sports. We're obviously the big ones are the ones we're going to hit on the most. And like whatever's in season, we're gonna hit on that. We are gonna hit a little of the entertainment industry. We're talking about the video games. We're talking about the movies, the TV shows. We're gonna hit it from time to time, especially throughout a dead period of sports.
Like the 2 days.
And so like those 2 magical days that Judson was talking about. And so that's kind of a little bit about us, a little bit about what we're going to be about. And so now, we want to talk about, kind of what's going on in the sports world today. And so, I don't know if everybody got to watch it. Suns Clippers.
I did not.
It was a defensive battle, or
To say the least.
Whatever you say,
some
I'm
people
gonna
would
believe.
say just bad offense. I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing,
Well,
so I don't know.
So I think
In the NBA.
Okay.
Because this is no joke, true story. The last full NBA game I watched was the summer of 2014. My brother and I were in a hotel room in Honduras, and it was the Spurs and Heat finals, and we watched it in Spanish the whole time. It was the one where Ray Allen hit the shot. From the corner.
Yeah.
I bet
So
that was electric.
What's the
anytime
call?
Manu
What's the
did
call?
anything.
What's the kicks it out to the corner? Ray
Imagine
Allen
my
3,
tongue
bang!
Yeah.
It was that, but it was some Spanish dude. So it was like, just yelling, we're like, oh!
Different Ray Allen.
Okay. Well,
What'd you
we
say?
can
Different Ray
Did
Allen.
you say the tweet?
Yeah, he's not.
we can fill you in on
So
the.
here's what's going on.
I need to know who's left because
I'm gonna tell you
think
what's
it's
going on.
Bucks.
This is the greatest basketball postseason ever because all the bandwagon teams are
gone.
LaFraud out.
KD out.
So here's
Frick
what
KD.
so I know the West right now is Phoenix and the
Phoenix,
Clippers.
Clippers.
Aren't both of them missing?
They're
Basically, the
Well,
Chris
now
Paul-
CP3's back.
Listen.
Chris
so,
Paul's back,
Look, a lot
but
of people.
Kawhi's out.
Look, apparently the NBA didn't know.
Didn't know.
Oh,
Oh,
just hold up.
they didn't know.
Now, the NBA didn't know, but we know, and apparently the NCAA didn't know, but we know. We know.
We know. We beat Kobe.
We beat COVID.
Oh yeah, we beat COVID.
So anyway,
COVID.
They didn't know. They didn't know.
Beaten.
It couldn't keep the Suns down. They won 2 games without him.
Yeah.
Lost a game, he came back, then won last night. So they're up 3-1.
So should they have kept him out? Maybe?
Well, then you got the Bucks and the
Gave him
Hawks
COVID
left,
again?
who. Now a lot of people don't know this. Trey Young has actually tapped into the power of the Goomba from Mario. And he's doing some things right now.
Who's got more hair, the Goomba or Trey Young?
Well, it just depends on what you consider hair.
You don't really know what's hair on a Goomba. You know, if you kind of look at it, it's just brown.
What if Goombas are just fuzzy?
Yeah, they could be fuzzy.
Trey Young's fuzzy.
Yeah.
Up top.
Yeah.
But so this is something I wanted to talk about the Suns Clippers game. So it's late in the game. There's like just several seconds left in the game. And Paul George does an intentional miss on a free throw to try to get the rebound so they can tie it or take the lead.
Okay.
But like when they're trying to get the rebound, DeMarcus Cousins gets fouled. So he effectively does the intentional miss. But
he's on the Clippers.
Yes.
Yeah, Paul George. And
Now,
Cousins is on the Clippers.
That's what
I'm going to tell you what I told
George
Christian.
was.
5 years ago, I come to you and I say, in the year 2021, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, DeMarcus Cousins, all on the same team.
That's a great
Championship,
team.
right?
Great team.
That's what I would say.
Are they not?
Not in
the greatest.
2021.
They're not there yet.
Not there yet.
Not yet.
So
They got to beat Phoenix.
DeMarcus Cousins just saw Paul George do an intentional miss.
Yeah. You
So-
just chuck it.
Yeah, but you got to hit the rim.
No, I know that.
And so
Are you telling me that
just wait.
he didn't know?
DeMarcus Cousins goes up and just throws it at the top of the backboard.
He didn't know.
And apparently he didn't know that you had to hit the
You had to hit the
backboard
rim?
on an intentional
Oh, you have to
or
hit the
hit the rim
He just
on
hit
an
the backboard?
intentional miss.
Oh, that's rough.
After playing in the league
The
for
only thing that I can equate to that is when Donovan McNabb didn't know in the regular season, an NFL game just ended after overtime.
Well, what about Brady with the
With
thought
the
it was
four-
fourth
with the
down,
four-
but it was
That's
actually
true.
fifth down.
Hey.
um
We're not going to talk bad about that.
but
We could.
like how do
A
you
little
play 11 years in the NBA
No.
and not know that rule?
No, a lot of people
Well, he's been hurt a lot, so
Here's,
you know.
hold up.
It's certainly
Here's the
not.
thing.
He has been
Here's
hurt
the
a
thing.
lot.
A lot of people are pointing at his formative years of coaching.
Nah, it's not that. I can tell you that much.
Calipari, was he too busy, focusing on the checks instead of
Was he
know-
too busy?
No.
Was he too busy worrying about his hair?
We're not. Calipari teams are not worried about free throws. We don't talk about free throws.
I mean, just
We don't focus on free throws.
I mean, yeah, that's always been a thing.
I remember that's why Memphis lost
That's
to Kansas and
that's
was it
why
08?
Memphis lost. Yeah,
08 with Derrick Rose? I think that was the year.
Probably. I don't
yeah,
know.
08. Terrible.
Can't coach free throws.
No,
But yeah,
can't go
so
free throws.
that was just something. That was something that really stuck out to me from that game.
That's what I'm talking about, though. You got to fill me in on this stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, game 2, the Bucks just absolutely dismantled the Hawks.
So who's tonight?
It's the Hawks and the Bucks.
Is that Bucks? Yeah, Bucks and
Bucks
Hawks.
Hawks tonight, game
Bucks
three.
in
Right now,
game
isn't it?
3.
Where
yeah.
is it?
What do you mean?
Where are they playing?
In a basketball stadium.
Oh, it's game 3.
It's in Atlanta.
Game
It's
3
in
is at
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta.
Atlanta Phillips Arena. Is that still there?
Yeah.
Still kicking it?
So yeah,
Actually, it's halftime. It's tied at halftime right now, 56-56.
at halftime.
And they're giving the Bucks a 56.5% chance to win right now.
What's the line? What's the live?
I have no
Live
idea.
betting.
I don't gamble.
It's illegal in Tennessee.
Let's see. The line is
That's not the
I'm
line.
talking about the live line.
Yeah,
Live
like the
betting.
betting line.
I'll
Judson.
pull it up.
Let's pull it up thanks to FanDuel, who we are not sponsored by.
No free
Well,
ad.
we
It's
just appreciate it.
yeah.
no
If you
free-
guys, if anybody out there has a
Right.
company that wants to sponsor us, just please let us know because we'd love to make some money.
Like Mitchell Lawn
get your
Care.
product out there. Yeah.
Mitchell Lawn Care.
Hit us up.
Huggies, if they want to hop into the game.
The diaper game?
So the line right now at halftime is 56 all. It's Bucks minus 4.5. Over unders at 225.5. So I think it's actually going to hit the under there.
Okay, yeah, I was going to
I'm
ask
gonna
for you
say-
to give your.
I'm going to
your
say it's going to
input
hit
on
the under there, and I like Hawks plus 4.5 right now. So
Okay.
Now, granted, the giving out your live betting picks on a podcast doesn't really work because this is not going to come out.
he
During the
wanted
middle
me-
of the game.
He wanted me to. So
But we
Well,
can see
I
if
know,
you're right.
but-
We can check
Yeah,
your record,
well,
see if
yeah.
you were right.
But we have it
like on record confirmed now.
Confirmed he's got the live under.
Yeah. So we can hold him to that. So y'all want to get into some of the segments that we thought of?
I mean, let's just kind of let them flow. It's like we don't have to hit on all of them. Let's just
Well, I
kinda-
know, but like I know there's probably one that we for sure want to hit.
All right, go ahead and hit it.
Okay, so our first segment is called Fully Torqued. And so the idea of this is that something that happened in sports like last week or recently or something that's going to be happening soon. And it's something that got you fully torqued or that you are fully torqued about. So you're just pumped for.
And so I've got one right now, and I'm making an announcement live, starting right now, 8:46 p.m. Central Time on June.
It says it right there,
27th.
June 27th.
There it is. Dude,
I am officially a Chicago White Sox fan.
Wow, you made that decision pretty quick.
I'll tell you
Why?
this.
Why?
You got a lot.
Because I don't like the fact that the Boston Red Sox let Dustin Pedroia age like normal humans do, and now that he is retired, I don't feel obligated, and so I think
But you wanted to stick with the Sox.
I don't like change.
Socks. You just like footwear.
I don't like change, and on MLB The Show, it's a lot easier to hit home runs in the White Sox Stadium than it is in Fenway with left-handed hitters. So as of this moment, subject to change, this is a White Sox.
Big White Sox guy.
I would
Big
disagree
White Sox
with
guy.
that.
No,
On the show,
I thought you were about to say this
on
is
the
a White
show
Sox
hitting
podcast.
homers.
Well, that's
I was
just
about to say,
that's,
No,
Can't
lefties
be a
right
White
there on
Sox podcast.
Piskey's pole.
No.
Yeah, hooking around there.
No.
Shortest left.
Hey,
Mason, I'm telling you.
Apparently, you hook it around the foul pole, and it's not a home run anymore. You know,
Oh,
Jason
so I
Hayward-
didn't see that. I want you to talk about that. What happened there?
Talk
Were
about
they
it.
right? Were the umps right or were they wrong?
I mean,
Because I saw. So John Boy put out a clip of it breaking it down, and then people were replying to him like, "No, we were there. They got it right."
all I'm saying is I don't want to get sued by the MLB.
Okay.
I don't think
hold up.
I don't think Rob Manfred's gonna listen.
hold us. At 8:47 p.m. No longer a White Sox fan. I'm back. I'm back on the Red Sox. We just swept the
I was gonna
Yankees.
give you credit. For
It is a good time to be alive, but I do really like Tim Anderson. He's just a good guy.
okay.
See,
How do you feel about getting swept?
No, we're not going to talk about that right now.
Okay.
We're going to go back to the White Sox. I think you should. If I was a free agent fan,
Can I just be a Sox fan? Like just cheer for
you just like socks.
for
Sox.
teams that are like about
I
the
mean-
Sox.
That's
Socks in their name.
And what other
we
sport
played
other Sox
we played a team in high school, Webb High School. Their mascot was the Feet. They were the Webb Feet.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like
People
that.
pay for them?
Hey.
Pay for the feet.
You know, pics of them?
Feet picks.
Oh,
Web feet picks.
That wasn't the thing.
cut out of the
We were
podcast. That's kind
innocent.
of weird for our first podcast.
Hey,
Like that's getting
Feet
into
pics?
character
Hey.
development too much.
we just,
Too quickly.
the state of the current state of affairs in the United States.
A lot of feet picks.
picks are a
A lot of
thing
feet
right now.
picks circulating.
They're
No, so
Shout out Drew.
the Birmingham Barons are down there. That's the White Sox AA affiliate, and
Oh, yeah.
I mean we'd go and we'd watch Eloy Jimenez, we'd watch Luis Robert. I mean those were fun dudes to watch, and it's cool to see them now in the MLB. I mean I would jump on that bandwagon if I was.
Can I give
If I
my
was a
fully,
free
fully
agent?
torqued moment?
Yeah, Judson, you got it.
Yeah, give us your fully torqued moment.
So I went to the Nashville Sounds game
Throwback Thursday.
this past week, and I was fully torqued. I became torqued in the fullest sense of the word torque
Would it be Torquist?
when the Nashville Sounds finally struck a guy out because he walked the first two batters. And I had to wait until the fifth inning for the Nashville Sounds to strike a guy out. They got me fully torqued.
Seriously?
So
The waiting.
they walked the first two batters.
Walked the
they
first
were-
two
That
batters.
sounds
whoa, whoa,
similar
whoa.
to something you did in
Are
softball.
you getting?
Wait,
Would you say that maybe he got an anticipation?
I would. You could say
An
that.
anticipatory
I might not say that.
Well, see,
But
I
you
like
could.
when I
Judson
go
could say that.
when I go to baseball games. I love to keep score, like on the scorecards,
You can just peek
because
at the
I
scoreboard.
wasn't good enough in high school to really play that much.
Oh, so you kept the
So
book
when I
in
was
the
in the
dugout?
dugout, I was keeping
Kept the
the
charts.
book.
guy.
So it gave me throwback, just feelings. It was good.
You took a book to a minor league baseball game and
No, they
he bought it.
have.
You bought
bought
a
it there.
scorebook at the game?
Technically, I did because I paid for a ticket and they give you the scorecard for free. So technically, yes,
You
I
paid
bought a
$20
book.
for a ticket to a Sounds
It was
game?
only $10.
He had to buy Deanies.
I get the
$10.
$7.
No, she
general
wasn't. She was
admission.
out of town.
$7 general admission.
they got
Or
$3
not out of town. She had class or something. Anyway, but yeah, it got me fully torqued
nice.
because they took the first pitcher out. I think within the first inning, and there wasn't a strikeout until I think the 5th inning. That's tough.
Okay. Wow.
So
I'm
also,
pumped. I'm pumped for
Judson will only be here if his fiance is out of town. Just so you
That's
guys know.
not necessarily true.
She out of town on Sundays usually.
Hypothetically, possibly not true all the time.
But it could be true.
When I am married, I don't know what that's going to look like.
Well, that's fair, I guess.
So
Yeah.
I have a few more months.
He's not.
Yeah.
Unless
So
we
you
start-
won't be seeing much of Judson.
No, busy
Hearing.
season. During busy
You
season,
won't be
she is an
hearing much
accountant.
of Judson.
So
Yeah,
if she's
just-
at work, I can come over here and do the podcast.
If she's at work, I'm
That's
probably
true.
at work.
But that's
We
like
work at the same place.
so April.
true.
So during April you can do the
Wait,
podcast.
they really work at the same place?
Yeah,
Yeah, they both work
no
at
no
EY.
free ads for
Did you know that
Yeah,
they
no
also
free ads.
own a bike company?
who's that?
The
Don't say it.
The pedestrians. They own a bike company. Isn't that crazy? Anyway,
Pedestrians.
Mason, do you have yours?
All right, so my fully torqued this moment for this week.
ESPN was showing a throwback
All
of
right.
the 2008 national championship game.
No. So this week is unfortunately what happened to NC State. Nobody wants to see that happen because we did beat COVID.
Some
But
people wanted to see that.
I am
people who did.
fully torqued to see Jack Leiter pitch again. I mean, he went 8 innings the other night, 4 hits. He made one mistake. Well, it really wasn't a mistake. He threw
You
a
hit a
fastball.
bomb. It was a mistake.
I mean, he missed
It
a
was a good
spot.
piece of hit.
It was a good piece of hitting.
That's
He
the best
missed
way
a
to
spot. It's supposed to be a fastball down. He went fastball in, and the guy
Left
hit
up
it
a little
out.
bit, maybe?
Yeah, it was
It's
inner
all right.
inner third, about belt high, and he hit it. It happens. But I'm super stoked to see Leiter pitch again. He's really good. I think he should be the.
Missouri's been so much fun.
Oh, it's been so fun. I think
been awesome.
I think Leiter should be the first overall pick in the draft. I think being a Braves fan, I think he would be in our rotation right now.
I think he's a high school
No,
kid.
I'm not. No, I think he's that good.
There's a high school kid out of I think New Hampshire that they're saying is going to be the number 1, and then I think 2 is a toss up between Leiter and Rocker. I would go Rocker.
Well, what they're saying is there's 2 shortstops from high school that are going to go 1 and 2.
Oh,
But,
really?
All right, but that don't make a lot of sense to me because the Pirates have the first overall pick and they took a shortstop at 7 overall last year. So I don't from high school. So I get it. You can make a position change, whatever. But I
Yeah,
just
I mean, they can just go to second or third base, depending on who develops power and who develops a glove.
yeah. I mean, you can never have too many shortstops because it's the most versatile place to play in the field.
The other thing to think about is Rocker and Leiter. They're gonna. I mean, their ETA to the bigs is gonna be
Shorter.
23, maybe 2024. Are the Pirates
They're
gonna be ready?
That's
then?
not-
that's
Maybe.
why they're
Yeah.
No,
thinking
they'll come up. They'll come up as starters.
they'll
I could
dude.
I could throw Rocker in the pen.
Leiter threw 123 the other day.
Here's the thing. Yeah, but you don't come up in 2 years as a starter.
What did
Casey
Giolito? How long did he take?
I mean, yes,
Look
you
at
have
Casey
a couple of
Mize.
people.
I'm telling you, Leiter is that good.
I'm just pointed out that my guy on MLB The Show started in 1 year. So
There you
it
go.
is possible. It
Casey-
can,
Road to
it
the
can
show?
happen on a video game. It can happen in real life.
Okay, I think Leiter's really good. I think he would help the Braves right now.
I
today.
think Kumar Rocker's going to suck because his last name is Rocker, and John Rocker's the worst professional baseball player. So,
All right.
What about Oliver Perez?
Oliver Perez.
Mine's I guess I'm pumped for.
Torque.
No one's gonna. I'm
Yeah,
torqued
you're
for the Kentucky quarterback battle. We've got 3 quarterbacks that could start for the Kentucky Wildcats with our new offensive coordinator. Snatched him from.
wide receiver.
No,
That was
these
just
are both
one time.
quarterbacks.
That was one time.
No, we've done that a few
Can I
times.
say that I'm scared?
No, we've done that a few times
Randall
actually.
Cobb.
Where Randall Cobb, and then
But he was a
I know
quarterback in
that
high
Randall
school.
Cobb did that.
He was quarterback in
Yeah.
high school at least.
So is Bowden, but it's going to be fun with Rams QB coach now our offensive coordinator. We got three quarterbacks: Gatewood, the dude from Penn State, Levis, and Bo Allen. All 3 of them are going to be competing for the starting job. I'm excited for that.
because the other guy that's name is Bo.
No, it's a different spelling though. This is Boo Allen.
Like BEAU.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Book To Kill a Mockingbird.
No. Which one?
Which one?
Oh, Bo. It was something.
Bo Wallace
Bo Wallace
from Pulaski,
But that was
Tennessee.
Bo. That
Whatever
was
happened
Bo.
to him?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
This is
Bo-
probably
He beat
a
Alabama.
dumb thing to say. I feel like Ole Miss will have a quarterback for like a season that's young and it's looking like, oh, there's a lot of promise here with this guy, and then the next year they'll have some other young guy come in and be, oh, there's a lot of promise for this guy. And
Well,
that's probably
I think
wasn't
Matt
Plumlee the
Corral
same
is-
way. Corral and Plumlee were kind of the same.
Well, Plumlee is
He's a baseball player.
and he's just fast. So
Plumlee's a baseball player.
I don't know.
Corral is.
I
the
don't know enough
quarterback.
about
Corral's
Ole
the
Miss
ball. Okay,
What?
I'm gonna go now. All right, so mine is mine is about the NBA draft, and so OKC. You know the pong balls didn't fall their way on
frozen envelope.
during the draft lottery,
People are
but
saying it's rigged.
Frozen envelope.
people
Put the
could.
ping pong
Yeah,
ping pong
So.
the OKC ball was heavier.
Yeah,
Go up.
it's they definitely rigged it against OKC. Bye, Judson.
Goodbye, podcast.
No, we'll cut that.
Nah, you won't cut it. You all right.
So
Stop. My name's G.
mine.
Sup? My name's G.
Okay, yeah, that was
See
all right.
See ya.
Bye. So for me, the thing that I am fully torqued about is about the NBA draft. Recently, people have really started to kind of get on the hype train for Scotty Barnes from Florida State. And they have him listed as the 6th best prospect.
Scotty Lewis.
No, not Scotty Lewis.
Does Scotty know?
Does Scotty know?
I hate that song.
Does
I'm
he
gonna
know?
tell you this. After the first Monday in April, I check out of basketball. That's it. I'm done. I don't pay attention to
Well,
pro
that's what-
basketball. I don't pay attention to the draft stuff. None of it.
Well, that's what we're here for. We'll keep you updated.
That's fine.
So
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
yeah, I've watched some stuff on Scotty Barnes. Pretty high on him. I really like him. I like his game. He's not, where I would want him to be in terms of shooting right now. He's not a great shooter, but
Hope you
Good.
don't listen to this.
good ball handler, great passer,
Where are the Thunder
What is he
picking?
good at?
good ball handler,
Oh.
basketball.
Where are the
Basketball.
Thunder?
Okay.
Where are they picking?
He
this
might
year
be
in the
good
draft?
with
What pick do they have?
footballs and stuff too. I don't know.
What
Huh?
pick do the Thunder have?
They have number 6.
Well, they
So I
actually
thought that they
Well,
had two.
They
own,
have-
they own pick 10 through 25 in this draft.
How
But
does- what?
no. So OKC's picks this year are 6.
This is why I don't follow the NBA because this makes no sense to me.
Well, picks are actually made up. They don't actually mean anything.
Picks. So
I need
OKC's
a
picks.
binary system of draft picks. You can have it or you
OKC's
don't.
picks
That's
are
it.
6, 16, and 18.
What?
And then, they have I think I saw today they have 3 first rounders for the next several years. Because they've just stockpiled draft picks.
And so how does that work with how many of those are weighted to be lottery picks or do you not know yet?
Well, it'll depend on how OKC finishes
So those aren't
and how other teams that
didn't
they got
have
those
one
picks
that,
from
if it
finish.
fell outside of the top 4, it went back
Yeah,
to
so
someone?
that was Houston's pick.
Yeah, it was Houston.
If
And
it
so that
fell to 5,
Okay.
OKC would have got it, but
And it stayed
it
in
did
the top
not.
4.
Yeah,
So does that mean
Wow.
they get it's unprotected next year, right? They get the Houston unprotected next year,
I think so.
So that regardless,
So
it's
they'll
theirs.
get it.
no matter what. No
Yeah,
matter
no
where it's
matter
at.
what.
So we don't need to call it Houston's pick anymore.
No,
We can
it's
call it the Thunder's
it's OKC's pick from Houston.
pick. Okay.
But
I
yeah,
can follow
so
that.
I'm super excited because if Scotty Barnes, doesn't continue to climb the draft rankings, I think that he'd be great in OKC. They need a wing. He's a great defender. Pairing him with the Dortress, Lou Dort.
SGA?
SGA's a solid defender, but I'm just talking about defense.
So who's kind of the in terms of the NBA draft? Who's kind of the top 2 guys? Are there 2 guys that are
Okay,
maybe
well, yeah.
projected to
So
be one? Or is
Cade
there just kind
Cunningham,
of
Cade Cunningham is going number 1.
Oklahoma State?
Mm.
Oh, see, this is what I wanted. I wanted to
The
know. Are there
Mobley
2
kid,
guys?
I really like Mobley.
I like Mobley a lot too.
USC?
But they're gonna take
Which Mobley is it?
Cunningham because
Evan or Moses Mobley? It's not
It's
Mobley.
Evan
It's not
Mobley.
Moses.
It's Evan.
Evan.
What's the other kid's
the
name?
center.
It's his older brother.
What's the
Yeah,
other
his
one?
older brother is I don't know his name.
Evan's better.
Yeah, Evan's gonna be awesome. I was hoping OKC could get him, but just the way the NBA is now, I feel pretty good about the Pistons taking Cade Cunningham. I feel bad about him going to the Pistons, but and then Evan Mobley will go too. Who has number 2? I don't remember.
Is it Cleveland? No, it's not Cleveland.
No, it's not Cleveland. It might be Houston. Well, we're gonna figure that out. But yeah, I've gotten torqued about.
It is Houston.
Okay,
Cleveland's
Houston.
got 3.
Okay, so yeah, Pistons, Rockets, Cavs.
And what about a guy like Jalen Suggs? Where's he gonna?
He'll be top 5
I think.
You think he's
at
a top
least.
5?
Yeah,
I think he's.
I don't know. Some
No,
people
I don't
are
think
saying
he's
he
3 to
could
Cleveland.
fall to.
I don't think he fits in Cleveland because they've already got Darius Garland and Colin Sexton.
They're trading Colin Sexton.
You think they're going to trade Sexton?
They've announced that they're exploring for.
Oh, I didn't.
How long? How much control do they have over rookies? How long are those rookie contracts? Are they 4 or 5 years?
11.
It's not 11.
I think it's 4.
That'd be a
I think
that's
it is
some
4.
MLB stuff.
No, it's 2 and 2 teams. That's how they do it, right?
I don't
I'm
know
pretty
how
sure
it works.
it's 2 years and then team option for 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Like
okay.
the team has the option to pick it up or
It's not
not.
bad.
But yeah, I'm pumped about OKC's future. Hopefully, they can get back to what they
Back to
had
losing in the
2012 to
Finals.
2016.
with one of the best
Um,
scorers in NBA history, Kevin Durant.
I would argue the best.
Well,
You
you
think
know,
he's the best?
2016
What about Kareem, though?
Game 6, he shot 10 of 31 from the field. So that's
Well-
on KD.
Sounds like he should have shot 32 times.
He could have been 11 for 32.
Hey,
That's better.
I mean, yeah, it is
no
better.
matter what happens, you gotta think the
Um,
next one's going in, baby.
Oh yeah, and I mean,
That's
he definitely
the Ben Simmons
did.
approach.
KD's a confident
That ain't
guy,
ever
but,
going in.
Hopefully, they can get back to that and actually get over the hump and win one. But yeah, that's mine. Who hasn't gone?
Speaking of,
I think
Will's got a fully torqued right here.
As I previously mentioned, the Cubs fandom, but the split no-hitter that the Cubs threw against the Dodgers this week, I was fully torqued purely because none of the relief pitchers knew that it was happening. All they
They
did
didn't
is
know.
they got the call to go in, and they just did their job. They said, I'm going in, I'm getting outs, and I'm getting out.
Well, Kimbrough had to know, right? He's a vet.
No, he was actually the one that didn't know the most because he threw the last out. Contreras goes, woohoo!
He
And
didn't know
Kimbrel's like,
what's going on?
what the heck's going on? And they're like, hey, you just finished it. And he's like, sweet.
Who started that game?
Zach Davies.
Davies. Okay.
Now,
6 innings.
I can't confirm.
8 walks.
But people are saying that
Really?
this is the first staff no-hitter ever since the last staff no-hitter that happened.
I don't know about that one.
So
That's
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's a tough call.
Would you rather your team have a staff no-hitter or a 7-inning no-hitter like Mad Bum did on the Braves? I guess there's been one since then.
Good one about Mad Bum.
Would you rather have the 7-inning one that doesn't technically doesn't officially count, or
I mean,
the
it's a
staff?
Bush League no hitter.
Or do you
Yeah.
want the staff?
no, the staff.
9-inning?
I think staff all day. It's an official no hitter.
Yeah, I mean, and it just hurts the other team so much more. It's like, okay, that one guy was unhittable. Actually, we had 4
dudes.
guys that were unhittable.
Four
Yeah,
dudes
everybody
were
was
not
unhittable. I mean, Cubs bullpen fantastic. Band-Aid together turns out to be just fantastic. No biggie.
No,
2 years in a row.
Lipscomb guy. in
Weren't
that.
supposed to be good, but
Shout out Lipscomb in that pen. Rex Brothers.
Rex Brothers.
But yeah, okay.
Oh, also shout out to Kirk Cousins' cousin, Jake Cousins, getting called up to the Brewers. Shout out.
That's big time. So we got to hit the Nashville.
Yeah, so one thing we're going to do, since we are a Nashville-based podcast, and we are also fans of Colonel Sanders and the 11 herbs and spices, is that correct?
Yeah, it's
What is
Sure.
this,
Baskin
around
Robbins?
that.
I know 7.
Hey, now.
Hey.
21 flavors?
Baskin
23.
Robbins always finds
Baskin
out.
Robbins finds out.
So anyway, we're gonna have us a segment called Nashville Hot, where we just have a hot take for the week, and
Is that the commercial?
yeah,
It does not have to be sports
it doesn't have
related.
to be sports related.
Just
It
literally
can just
any
be
take.
any take that you got,
Oh, no.
and or something that you saw and you were like, "That's Nashville Hot."
So it really doesn't even have to be a take.
but it can't. We would prefer a take, But
Preferably
anyway,
takes.
So Christian, what you got, bud?
I really am gonna have to think about this. So does anybody have one ready?
I got a Nashville hot take right now. I have figured out a way to steal small amounts of money from FanDuel every single day.
No free ads.
Yeah, no,
I guess that's not an ad, actually.
No.
no,
Just
it's
kidding.
not. It's the opposite of an ad.
And so what
Take
you
'em
do,
down.
is you bet on the NBA game, and you just check off all the easy boxes like Chris Paul 10 points, sure, 8 and 4 rebounds, yes, 6 rebounds, yes. You just check off the things that you're so for sure to happen. Just don't check off anything for Trae Young. He's the only reason I've lost this bet. It's won every other time, and you just take your winnings from the game before and put them into the next game. And I mean,
And it just adds up.
I have legit made $10
But
in 2 days.
That's a lot of Nashville
are
hot
you
chicken.
really making $10 if you're just putting that $10 into the next game? It's kind of
Well, but then
unrealized
it
gain.
It
you
continues to
listen,
add up.
Now listen,
Compounding interest.
listen. Hey, as
Another way to
as
look at it.
Yeah,
as
50 bucks
most
a day.
as most all of us know,
Tomato plants.
as most all of us know, you can pull out whenever you want to. And so I haven't pulled out yet. I'm going to keep that money in, and we're going to we're just going to keep thrusting. We're going to keep going in and out, and
Just
we're going to just keep
Pounding
getting
through
that.
it.
We're just going to keep penetrating FanDuel and getting
just
that,
breaking through the wall,
and
just penetrating
just
the wall.
getting that money, boy.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyway.
That was a good one.
Nashville hot.
That
That was a
wasn't
good
an
one.
actual innuendo. He was just, very excited about this.
That's
Yeah.
how he feels about his money.
I don't. What
All
are y'all
right.
talking? What was the innuendo?
He was just making sure people didn't interpret it.
No, I don't know.
No, I didn't get it. Anyway,
All right. So my Nashville hot take of the week, all right, is the Sound Stadium right now is better than the Trop in Tampa Bay. And in 5 years or less, Tampa will move to Nashville. They'll build a new stadium because the capacity isn't big enough. But there will be a new stadium, and Tampa will move to Nashville. We will have an MLB team.
They put out a site for where they want to put the new stadium between Nissan Stadium
And the pedestrian bridge.
across
Yeah.
across the river from Ascend.
Yeah.
My hot take is you can't take one of the most successful franchises in the MLB for the last 20 years and move them out of their city.
How many rings do they have?
How
They
many
don't have
fans-
any.
How many fans do they have?
What do we
A
call them?
lot more
success?
than Miami.
What
So
do we call them
Hey,
success?
hey, hold up. When I was at
No,
Disney,
they don't have more than fans.
when I was at
Fans?
Disney World,
Oh, fans.
When I was at Disney World, I saw a guy wearing a Randy Arozarena jersey who I didn't know who it was until I started playing MLB The Show. Great baseball player. He is a fan, confirmed fan of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. If they move to Nashville, shout out Darcy. It would be the Tampa Ray, Billy Ray Cyruses. So
also,
Billy Ray.
the only reason that the
Cyrus
Marlins
Seas.
have more
Cyrus.
championships than the Rays is because of Steve Bartman.
That's true.
dude, shout out.
It's a
I
tough
mean-
subject for you, I guess.
Yeah, they win that game with ease, sweep,
Yeah.
just like the Marlins do.
I want to go back to the Sound Stadium because I'm not crazy about it, and this is I have old man baseball takes. I don't like the bar out there in right field playing music the whole game. I don't like it.
Now, would you change?
It's too much. It's like an NBA game.
Hey, would you change your mind if Creed played an entire acoustic set throughout the course of the game?
because that works well for Nashville teams.
Yeah, I mean, if Creed would have played in the second
Creed.
intermission, we would have won.
Hey, what
That-
about we just hang up a bunch of banners throughout the new Nashville MLB team? First Nashville MLB team, because that's
That
significant.
would be a banner. I mean, I don't think I think everyone would kind of just know that when they just showed up.
It'd be a banner year, no matter
You
what.
could say it was a banner year.
It's true.
You
One
know-
banner
hey,
year under the belt.
You know who had a banner year?
The whole.
The 2014 Indianapolis Colts AFC finalists. Shout out.
Oh, that's a tough banner.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Tough.
Is that
as
still
in
up?
TUFF.
Is that still up?
Probably.
I think it is.
Do you ever go up? Do you ever get to go up there like for any games? Lucas Oil?
We have
to ask
Jimmy from the Colts.
I haven't been to a game at Lucas Oil since I lived in Indy.
Really?
And
I don't know.
Indiana.
I don't know like if people like if that's
Great stadium.
Is that a statement people like? I guess.
Oh,
what
it's a
I'm
great
getting at.
stadium.
It
Oh
is?
yeah,
Okay.
Lucas Oil, man.
Great stadium.
got Papa
You know,
John's everywhere.
Fun fact: Florida won their first basketball natty in Lucas Oil. So, is it the greatest
Was it-
basketball
Was
stadium?
Lucas Oil built in 06?
Fun fact:
Sure.
I've been to
No,
Lucas
it's
Oil
actually-
just
I
as many
have no
times
idea.
for marching band competitions for my sister as I have
There you
for NFL games.
What'd you play?
Mellophone.
I don't even
I
know
don't
what
know
that
what that
is.
is.
It's
I
like
might
a-
be lying.
It's like the marching band
That
version
might
of
not
the,
be true.
I've never even
of a
heard
coward
that.
horn.
I think you say
So by
something.
coward horn, I mean French.
The guitar.
Who we got next?
Who's done their Nashville hot?
I don't have a Nashville hot.
You got to come up with something. I mean,
Well,
it can literally be anything.
Natural hot chicken isn't
We
that
do,
hot.
hey, we do have a national rivalry that Oakley is involved in with a certain man named Dave on Twitter.
Dave?
okay, that's not even a rivalry. I was right. He was wrong. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with being wrong, unless you don't admit that you're wrong. But no, he was. I mean, he. That was like a month ago, though.
I mean, it happened.
It
still Like a month happened. ago.
It still happened.
And if he and I could sit down and hash it out, I think we would see eye to eye on it. But
Yeah.
you can't. You can
It's
hate.
hard over
It was a
Twitter
Derek
right now.
Jeter take about
You
his.
can't make any kind of reasonable argument against a guy that thinks wearing a cowboy hat is cool, but facetiously.
We don't want to make this about him or his company, but you can't. I mean, to try and say that Derek Jeter is. You can say that he was not a great defensive shortstop. I agree with you on that. Wasn't a great defensive.
He wasn't.
shortstop. But to say that he's the worst defender in MLB history, and then to use fake statistics to support that hypothesis, it makes no sense.
What
to
do you
me.
use?
Fake
Defensive run
statistics as-
save?
No, it was.
War.
It was.
War is
two-
not a fake statistic.
Yes, it is. He used two. What are they called? Metrics. They're not statistics because they're based on computer
Like
predictions.
advanced
Well, it's like-
stats and stuff.
No, they're not advanced stats either.
Oh.
They're just metrics, and
Okay. Like analytics.
no, they're not analytics either because those are also statistics. These are just
Well, they're
computer
analytics.
predictions on how a baseball game should go, and you can't play baseball that way. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
There's
you
too
play
many
it on the
variables
field.
that come
Billy-
into play, especially with a ball hitting play. I mean, you can't say based on the speed of the ball categorized into three categories: soft, hard, or medium.
There's more than that.
And no, that's it.
I'm saying, but there's.
I know,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
I'm
not
saying,
that
you're agreeing
simple.
with yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that simple. And I'm old man baseball take. Too many nerds who have never played baseball are trying to get in there and make up these fake stats. That's fine.
We
You can
need
do that,
analytics.
but don't try to say that they mean it.
Well, what do you think about Billy Bean getting on base? That's all ran by a computer.
No, that's not ramp. That's on base percentage. That actually happens in the
On-base
game.
percentage is an objective
You actually,
stat.
I know.
I'm just trying to get you going.
War is not an objective stat. It takes
No,
multiple
war is not.
stats, interprets it, and then it says this is what it is.
Which is fine as long as you leave out the. There's two parts of it that are predictive. No, not predictive, but like assumed. It has to do with like the generation you're playing in, and then there's one other that are computer predictions. They're not what actually happened. It doesn't make any sense to me how anyone can give those any weight, but it's whatever. Also, if we want to get into war, it shows that
what is it good for?
what is it good for? That's a great question.
Absolutely not.
It's the best argument against war is everyone's argument for it, which is Mike Trout. You know, he'll have like these incredible seasons. They're like, oh, he was worth. He added. He was 8 wins above a AAA replacement. It's like, dude, he was a lot more than that. And if it was 8 wins, like, if you would go without Mike Trout, you go from finishing 3rd in the AL West to 4th in the AL West, and the owner gets to pocket $40 million. You take that. You get rid of Mike Trout if he's only had 8 wins.
Yeah.
So War doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. He has a lot more than that.
Yeah.
War doesn't give him enough credit, and he's the highest rated
Well,
War player maybe ever,
Like,
other than Barry
when you
Bonds.
look at like Mike Trout like that, he opens up other things in the lineup. Like it makes
Exactly.
you pitch to the guy in front of him differently
Gives
because
your
you
line of
know
protection
you-
because
you
it's
know-
Mike Trout.
it's Mike Trout, the best player in the league, right behind it, and it changes the whole way that you go into the inning.
Exactly.
Well,
And computers don't account for that.
besides, best player in the league besides
Don't say it.
Oliver Perez.
Oliver Perez.
They're gonna say,
Oliver Perez.
So they're going to say the guy who should have been the 2019 Rookie of the Year runner-up, Shohei Ohtani.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Shohei being the GOAT here, not the greatest player in the league. We're talking about the greatest player of all time.
Okay. Well,
Whoa.
okay. We're not gonna
Easy.
get into all that.
We'll have an entire episode for that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And possible other GOAT arguments. So
We should bring a goat in here.
Man,
No one
An
will
actual
know. No one
goat.
will know, and we'll just talk about every sport's goat, and there'll just be a goat here. We'll
Just
know.
randomly like doing goat noises and stuff.
We'll know that there's a goat here.
Like, is he just gonna? What's he gonna do? Just sit here?
Yeah, I mean, that's what goats do.
What's next on
Yeah,
our
well, I
random
gotta
stuff?
do my
I went
Nashville
to
hot
I went
take.
to a Broadway
Okay,
show.
okay,
with
okay,
Wicked, and
okay.
The teacher is a goat. And
All
every
right.
time the teacher came on the stage, I would, meh. This was on Broadway in New
She
York.
did one on the stage?
No, I did that. Right, looking at me.
Okay. I gotta do my Nashville hot take.
Hey, I'm walking in.
I'm gonna do my Nashville hot take about what our segment is named after. So Nashville hot chicken.
You don't think it's named after that?
My Nashville hot take is that Hattie B's hot chicken is better than the OG Prince's hot chicken. That's my hot take. I don't know if y'all have been to Prince's.
And all of them.
Is Princess too hot?
I don't know if I'd say it's
Is
too
Princess-
hot.
Is
No.
Princess sexist?
Have y'all ever been? To,
Some people might say that.
have y'all ever been to Bolton's in East Nashville?
No, I've never been to
Okay.
Bolton.
Troy?
So how are you gonna have a hot chicken hot take if you haven't even tried on the
Michael?
No.
Well,
This
I just said that.
Troy.
I just said Hattie B's was better than Prince's. That's all I said. I didn't say it was the best.
So I got some buddies in town for a bachelor party, and they're like, they're from South Carolina, and they wanted to eat some hot chicken, When they picked this Bolton's place, I'd never been there. I was like, you know what, whatever. So like 8 of us go, or whatever it is, and we walk in, and I look around, and there's just people just sweating everywhere. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good.
It's gotta grow.
So yeah, we get
Hey, just add salt to it.
we order it, and like I get the least hot flavor there was, and like people are getting hot and
Ooh.
stuff. Yeah, no, it gets there. I could barely finish half of my piece of chicken. On top of this, they ran out of water. They didn't have water, so you're sitting there drinking a Coke or a Dr Pepper or a Sprite with hot chicken, which makes it
Doesn't
hotter.
help.
No, I promise you,
You need some milk.
if you sat in the parking lot,
He needs some milk.
if you sat in the parking lot of Bolton's on any given Saturday in the summer with just water, with bottles of water in the bed of your truck, I bet you could make $1,000.
$1,000 a day.
That's a good business idea.
I'm not capping. Like
No cap.
no
Yeah.
cap.
Not
No.
cap.
Well, you literally just gave it a cap of $1,000 a day.
That is a
So
cap.
you did cap how
Cap.
much money you could make.
You're
But-
giving yourself a salary cap.
But
No,
I'm
hey.
not capping.
People are asking. Is Mason a communist?
That's a great question. How do you feel about labor unions?
I'm not a communist.
Anyway.
It's a hammer, a farm utensil.
Farm utensil? What?
You eat your
Farming.
farm. You eat your farm with a hammer and a sickle. Everyone knows that.
eventually you
When you set the farm table,
Yeah,
sickle
that's
goes on
true.
the left, hammer on the right.
Mhm.
Fan.
Watch list.
Well, that too. We're gonna go on the FBI watch list.
Closing
Oh,
thoughts.
the last thing we'll leave with today is
I can get my bed.
we wanna give them the love. So we
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
Give some love.
we wanna maybe hit on something or somebody that needs a little needs a spotlight on them. They need a little love. They're underappreciated, and let's go around the room. Christian. what do you
Okay,
think?
this today, and it was a tweet, and it was like, me being a big OKC Thunder fan. It was about Lou Dort, and it was just,
Lou Dork.
Lou Dort,
Oh.
the Dortress. Just talking about how he went from undrafted to playing for his national team in the Olympics, and I just think
Who's
that's
his team?
awesome. Canada.
He's from Canada.
Yeah.
It was not alone.
I think that's really awesome, and I just wanted to give him a shout out.
He should have a cool nickname like the Dortula, maybe.
Dortula, like Durantula, but Dortula.
Oh, is that? Oh, the Slim.
Well, he never
the Slim Dorter. I don't know.
Slim Dorter. But yeah, once
Slim Keeper?
Slim Keeper. What is he
Yeah.
keeping?
People away from the basket?
Keeping Canada proud.
yeah, but
Don't you know?
once the Olympics come around, he's gonna be locking up somebody
When are those, August?
on
No, we don't want him to lock people up.
on Team USA. I'm just
I don't
speaking a
want
fact. I'm just speaking a fact.
See, you have to denounce your Dort fandom when the Olympics come around.
No, I mean I
Doesn't
can
make you
still
feel-
want him to
No.
lock somebody
You
up
have to
because
What about when
America.
they're playing the U.S.?
Well, I mean, U.S. has plenty of players that he can lock one
So
guy
you're gonna
up.
say he's irrelevant no matter
Against
what?
the U.S.
Well, he's going to lock up his guy, but
Yeah,
I mean, Team USA just has too much going for him. Too many good players. Kevin Love, So
not going to talk about that.
I was
Give
just
him
I was just
love.
shouting him out.
That's what the U.S.
All right,
did.
Oakley, what you got?
He's on the team, so I was shouting.
I want to give some love. I'm going to give some love to the Yankees lineup because they're not receiving a lot of love right now. I think everyone needs love to grow. They certainly need to grow. So I'm going to give the Yankees a little bit of love. It's quiet love because I don't want to be too loud about them because they're not doing too hot right now. So we're not going to draw attention to that. But we're going to give them some love. Got to give them a little bit of love nonetheless. Going to turn it around. Nothing wrong with that.
Is Gleyber Torres the greatest Yankee ever?
No, he's not. That's all right. We can say that he's not. That's fine. It's too early to tell, actually.
Okay, that's fair.
Too soon to tell.
Okay.
He's only 24.
All right, Mason, what you got?
All right, so I'm going to give a guy some love. I know he was just named a finalist for the AL catchers, an all-star.
Fan vote.
Yeah,
Doesn't count.
I would agree with you on that. But all right, so Yasmani Grandal, if you just look at his stats, he's hitting below the Mendoza line this year.
Is that like the Mississippi?
No,
That's
he's
Mason Dixon.
hitting 177 this year.
Woo!
However,
What a hitter.
his on base percentage is 389.
How many bombs is he at?
12.
That's not bad.
12 ding.
No, 12 for a catcher, but 389 for an on base percentage, like that's top of the league.
Hey,
Yeah.
so
It's
for,
insane.
For
So-
for home runs, OPS, batting average, and runs batted in, those 4 stats. Can you Salvador Perez?
Salvi.
He's the
Yeah.
leader in the fan vote, deservedly so.
Deservedly so, yeah.
But the other,
Grandal, that's a heck of a year.
he's batting 170.
I don't care. His on
That's
base percentage.
terrible.
Hey, he gets on base. Quote
He'd
Billy
get on
Bean.
base a lot more if he was batting like 220. Imagine what his on base percentage would be then. If he turned
Hey,
some of those,
389.
he gets out
Keep it up.
9 times out of 10.
Keep it up, Grandal.
All right, Will.
The person I'm going to give some love to is Ben Simmons' shooting coach.
Oh.
What's his name?
I have no idea. I don't
That's
think he
fair.
wants it to be out there. But I'm just saying, hey, buddy, it's okay. Not everybody can be perfect. But
What about maybe not perfect, but like 1 for 5? Could maybe
Could he shoot 20%?
like in the fourth quarter? Could
I mean,
he maybe shoot?
unfortunately,
Could he,
basketball
shoot could
is
he,
not like.
dunk the ball?
I mean, is dunking really a shot?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
it's
a
a
field
field
goal
goal.
No, it
attempt.
counts. It
It's
counts
a
as a
field
shot.
goal attempt. So yeah, it
But
counts.
okay.
Technically, but
One time I dunked a women's basketball
You're saying
on
jump
a
shot.
lopsided rim.
A jump shot.
you're saying
yeah.
jump shot though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get
his
it.
jump
You know.
to work. Yeah.
Do people
He's
have
only
shooting
super
coaches?
close to the basket
He needs
all the
one if he
time.
don't.
Do they have do the NBA players have like a personal shooting coach?
I mean, I
Like
would.
a, like
A
caddy
lot of
and
them do.
golf?
You can just like
caddy
hire
or
one.
I
I
think.
think a lot of golfers have
but
like a
teams
therapist.
have-
Maybe Ben Simmons could get a therapist. That
Teams
can help.
have shooting coaches.
Oh, get him.
Mental
Like,
health coach.
do you think he has the yips?
No,
a lot of
maybe-
people think it is mental. It might be the yips.
Hey, maybe he just needs to like work in the summer instead of just going out on dates with different girls.
Nah, he should still do that.
Well, he can do both.
I don't
I
know.
don't know about that one.
I don't know.
Does LeBron
That's
do
a, that's
both?
a good one. That's a good one.
Good point. And I'm gonna give them the love to the Sox.
Which one? Just in
Y'all
general.
are currently in a battle right now. You've got a free agent fan on the market, and y'all need to make a move. And so I'm gonna give you the love. I don't know where I want to be. Tim Anderson, really cool guy.
Yohan Moncada.
Yohan Moncada,
Yasmani Grandal.
sure.
Stank.
Sure.
They got Giolito, the White
My
Sox.
man Giolito,
Lucas Giolito's.
Senor
He's on Jimenez.
Senor
I
Robert,
like Jimenez.
and then you got Boston.
Jose
got-
Abreu.
You got my man Xander. You got my man Bobby
Tony La
Dahlbeck.
Russa.
And you got the greatest sports town to ever be a sports town. So,
Chicago.
y'all's move,
Chicago or Boston?
Boston.
Boston.
And, I mean,
What about
come
the
on,
Bears?
Tessie. How can you
Tessie.
let
Ultimate
Tessie
baseball
down?
song.
So, anyway, that's episode 1.
Yeah.
And so, we'll hit our form as we get going on these.
Get some mics.
Yeah, we'll get some mics so we're not having to pass around
Some
a laptop.
equipment.
We're growing. We're growing as a podcast. We want you to grow with us.
But yeah, so we're planning on doing this every Sunday, and so we'll try to keep that schedule. We'll try to keep that schedule and make it work and be consistent with that. But yeah, so we'll see y'all hopefully next Sunday.